They say things come in threes sometimes. You've got to get through those things, and you never know what it's going to be, and you take each one as a challenge. You do the best you can. We had gone on a RV trip and thought that things were under control. We had spent quite a bit of money before we even left home. And while on our RV trip, driving from Idaho down to Texas, all the way across to the bottom of the United States, we discovered we had issues with the truck. We haven't really disclosed all of the electrical issues that we ended up finding on the camper either, but the pickup was the big issue. You can't pull a 26-foot RV with head gasket leaks and bad distributors and other things. Well, that's what hit us on our journey, on our RV trip. And of course I got some videos to show that journey. And then we got home, and my wife had planned on helping her sisters to have a big 3-family yard sale in Parma, Idaho. Now that took a lot of planning, a lot of hard work, and the ladies of the family got together and did that. And Ann, my wife Ann, drove the RV there and stayed in it for over a week. While she was gone, number 2 hit us. My son was helping with the yard sale, and he was lifting a pallet, and he pulled the muscle in his leg. He said he felt like somebody smacked him in the back of the leg with a 2x4. Bing, something gave, something happened. Really bad. So that was number 2, and when it happened, he came home and was struggling to walk on his leg. The next morning I took him to the doctors, where they decided that it was a torn ligament. It wasn't the Achilles heel. It could have been a lot worse, in other words. And turned out that it would heal, and it would actually give him more flexibility. He had to chuckle at that, and he said, boy, what a price to pay. So about halfway through the day, I started having pains in my lower right abdomen. And by the time we came home in the afternoon, I was in a lot of pain. And I thought I'd lay down and sleep through it. No, it doesn't work that way. And I got on the internet and I checked it out, and it said that if it's an appendix, in 24 hours you can be in a real bad situation, dangerous situation, and 72 hours you could be dead. Well, that pain was bad enough where I asked Barton to help me get to the ER and get checked out. We did. We went to the ER. Now you got to remember, he's in pain, right? But he takes me to the ER, and the ER says, well, we got to transfer you to a hospital where doctors are on call for this event. So I went to St. Luke's in Meridian, Idaho. Excellent, excellent hospital. And what was really nice, within a half an hour I was medicated, which reduced the pain greatly. And then a little later they had their team ready, and they wheeled me into the operating room, and after giving me counsel and I looked up at the LED lights above me, the big surgical light that they have right above the bed. And that's the last thing I remember, lights out. So on the 4th of July, when everybody else was lighting fireworks and barbecuing, I was having my appendix pulled out, which was suffering from inflammation. I had a large stone in it. And then to top it off, it was perforated on the end of the appendix, and I was leaking inside. So they addressed that, and my recovery continued until the 6th of July. And then they released me, and I came home and medicated and started walking and recovering. And I've been recovering. And you know, now I'm able to get outside, walk around. I'm not allowed to lift anything for another. Well, it'll be the first week of August before I can start lifting things and doing things. They wouldn't even let me shovel. And I lifted a hoe and did a little hoeing, and they told me, don't take a chance, because if you work those muscles in the center core of your stomach, you could tear things. And I'm going, oh man, I ain't doing that. I'm not going back on the operating table if I can help it. So, yeah. What do you do on the homestead when you have multiple emergencies, you know, in your family? What do you do? You know, automobiles is one thing, right? I mean, you take it to a mechanic, or you'd fix it yourself, and although it hurts because it costs money, but the pain's over, you know, after you recover the following month from the financial problems. But when it's medical, and it's going to take time and pain, and then you can't get work done around the homestead, all of a sudden it's a real showstopper. Now, it's not just our homestead. It's many of you have experienced emergencies of one type or another. And what do? You just go forward. You hang on the best you can, and you do the best you can. Garden's still growing. It's not getting weeded like it was supposed to. We're getting behind. Barton's leg is getting better. He's walking on it pretty good. Fact of it is, he went back to work, and he just has to be careful on how he steps. And my wife is home from the yard sale, and she was pleased with the effort that everybody did. And they made some money. They sure aren't rich, but they made some money. You know how that is. So, folks, I hope that when the hard times and the emergencies hit you on your homestead, I hope that your faith and your courage will carry you through. Sometimes it takes friends, family, and a lot of prayers to get you through it. But hold on. God will see you through. And this is what Jack Simplot used to say is small potatoes. Always look forward. Just keep at it. Never give up. Thought I'd share this little time with you, kind of update you what's been going on, why we haven't been doing any videos or anything. Man, I was sleeping most of the time. And the first week I was medicated. So now that I'm, I don't have to take those pills, I'm doing a lot better and looking forward when I can get back to work. And my project of building the shed, there's a picture of the pallets and everything that we had just ricked up. Barton and I had just piled up. and we were ready to do the work. This is a picture of the fruit trees that I just purchased, apple trees and one pear tree. Three different apples. And what's really exciting, it was only $16 a tree, which I saved 70% on these trees. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm a happy camper. Unfortunately, I can't dig right now. I can't plant them. So I'm watering them, and my son on his days off will try to plant them for me. And this is a picture of the canopy. We had almost a twister that came through, a horrific windstorm out of the west. And it blew my canopy and bent it up. It destroyed it, which it will do with a windstorm. Unfortunately, I didn't have it down. And we didn't anticipate any storm like that. The canopy was destroyed. Things were blown around. No one was hurt. We didn't lose a roof. It was not a twister, but it sure was very strong wind. Funny thing was, it became calm after the wind went through in 10, 12 minutes. And then it came out of the east and came back at us again. Now, 180-degree turn? That's a little strange, folks. For this desert. Well, God bless you all. And we'll try to do some more video and when I get a chance. Please have patience. And we'll be getting into our projects and show you, what we're getting into and what we're doing. And Sand Hollow Homestead still here. God is good. God is great. Hey, we'll talk to you later. Pantry's full. See you at supper time.